If you are into self-development and you want to know what self-development books are out there that will completely transform your mindset, then keep watching. Hi guys, my name is Yeva and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about mindset, manifestation, personal development, and so much more. And today I'm going to be sharing my top 4 books to read in 2022. Before we dive into my 4 must-reads, make sure you get my workbook on how to find your sign from God or the universe. And you can find my workbook in the description section below. It is based off of the book The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. I'm absolutely sure that you will love the workbook. Make sure you check it out. So I really am a bookworm when it comes to self-development books. I think it's a great way to expand your knowledge, and if you're not into reading books, then make sure you check out these books as audibles. I'm sure that you can get them as well. So without further ado, let's jump into book number 1 that I can really recommend for 2022. And this is The Alchemist by Paolo Coelho. I am absolutely in love with this book. It is very short. The cover is absolutely beautiful. And honestly, there are so many different cover versions of this book. This is the one that I got, and I just saw this book come up so often on my feed, and it just really popped up every now and again. And I was in this place in my life where I kind of needed a little bit of a boost. I wanted to be reminded just how important it is to follow your passion. And I think this is what the book is about. If you don't know the author, he's an absolutely amazing author. And again, all of the books I'm going to mention are in the description section below. So I don't want to give too much away, but this is really the book when it comes down to omens, when you want to learn more about signs from God or omens in general. It's a beautiful story. It's like a novel, so it's not like you're gonna have to highlight every single sentence because it's a really deep self-development book. It's a novel, but it's a very, very beautiful story about a shepherd, right? And that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. This is definitely one of my best reads ever, and it gets you really, really motivated to look for your life purpose, to keep at it, and to really enjoy the journey of life. On the back of the book, it says, "Dreams are made to be followed. Life is meant to be lived. Some books are meant to be read, loved, and passed on. The Alchemist is one of those books." And this is really true. If you have not read this book, oh boy, make sure you definitely do that. So the second book that is a must read for 2022 is this one right here. And as you can see, I have so many sticky marks in here. It's called The Joy of Being Selfish, Why You Need Boundaries and How to Set Them by Michelle Elman, right? So this book is really, I think, a must read, especially if you are a people pleaser, if you have lived with a narcissist before, if you have trouble setting boundaries in relationship, friendships, and in work. This is an all-round book. I literally read this book within a week or something, or 2. I was just so obsessed. It's super, super well written. And again, the title of this book is a little bit controversial. The Joy of Being Selfish, but it's really all about setting boundaries. And if you know me, I'm a huge fan of setting boundaries. I think it's super important. You gain so much respect and it goes really into detail. And when you learn how to set boundaries, your life literally starts changing for the better in every single area of your life. And I think it's a beautiful book. And definitely check it out. Okay, so now we're gonna get to a book that I actually have not finished reading yet. Maybe when I upload this video, I will be finished. However, I am halfway done, and this book is called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. So this book is like nothing that I've ever read before. And if you know Napoleon Hill, right, the author, you might know the book Think and Grow Rich. I think that's one of his best-selling books, but Outwitting the Devil is all about fear. And again, controversial title. Don't get put off by the title. This book is all about identifying fear in yourself, in your mind, in society. And I think that's especially important now with the pandemic going on and everything. And it gives you a lot of hope and a lot of self-reflection areas. I'm halfway done and I have an unbelievable amount of sticky notes, and I literally have so many highlights in this book because it's just so phenomenal. Again, this book was written in the 1930s, around the 1930s, and was only published 70 years later. Okay, and it was published in like what? Around 2011, around 70 years later. And it's because it's just a book that not many people are ready for. And as I said, it really unleashes fear, and how fear has so many different masks to it, and just how many varieties it has, and how it influences people through the educational system, through parenting, through just so many aspects. And the book is an interview with the devil. And again, we don't know if it was actually the devil or if it was some form of consciousness, but the answers that are given, because it's not about whether it was the devil or not. It's all about the answers that were given, right? And the answers are so spot on. And again, for example, how bizarre it may be, in the 1930s, as far as I know, and I think it said it in the book as well, as far as I know, smoking was not yet known to be that dangerous. And it explained in the book that smoking was really, really bad for people. And it's one of the ways that fear works and evil works. And it's just so fascinating. So if you want to learn about why failure is a good thing and that it actually does not stand in the way of your success, and how to change your mindset to one that is not driven by fear, this book has changed lives. I've talked to a lot of people who have read the book, and they're all absolutely like completely shocked by just how unleashing it is. And the way that I see it, the more we learn about something, the more tricks we see, right? For example, if you want to learn how to not be manipulated, you would learn about what manipulation actually is and how to not get manipulated, right? it's the same way with this. If you do not want to live in fear, you learn about what is fear and what can I do so that fear does not control my life, right? And this is the book for that. It's really good. You're gonna love it. And if anything, this book is very, very good. And yeah, also if you're a religious person, I think this book is so good because it shows a lot of religious aspects into it. For example, it says in religious books that you should not worry, you should not be a lazy person. That's kind of like sinful in a way. And in here it says, again, like people who do worry, people who are lazy, they are controlled by fear, right? And they're so-called drifters, and they're very easy to manipulate. So again, it's super interesting, and you can just see how excited I am about this book. If you like this video so far, make sure that you click the subscribe button below and also hit the bell button to be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Also, I kind of feel like I want to read like the very first page of this book. So it says, "Fear is the tool of a man-made devil. Self-confidence, faith in one's self, is both the man-made weapon which defeats this devil and the man-made tool which builds a triumphant life. And it is more than that. It is a link to the irresistible forces of the universe which stand behind a man who does not believe in failure and defeat as being anything but temporary experiences." Do you see, like, fear is the tool of a man-made devil. Self-confident faith in oneself is both the man-made weapon and a man-made tool which defeats the devil. So it's just so good. Trust me, it's really, really good. Okay, so the next must read is this one. And honestly, I've had this book for a really long time. You can get this book, and this book is called The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And you can get this book in many, many different shapes and forms. I have the German edition of this book, and it looks completely different. It's so much thicker, and the cover is completely different. And this book right here is in English. And this book actually like inspired my tattoo, my small tattoo, and it's really good. It has so many passages again from religious books, and it explains a lot of things about the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind influences our everyday life, and how the subconscious mind is over 90% responsible for our reality, right? So it's a super, super good book. And if you get this edition, I don't recommend reading the whole book at once. I recommend, because it's broken down into passages, right? So I recommend reading like a passage a day or something and really contemplating on the passage and letting it sink in, because this is the type of book that you just cannot read in one go. It's too hard to like wrap your mind around it, because there are just so many aha moments. And great read for anyone who wants to learn about the law of attraction or how to change their mindset. This is one of the first books that I read on my self-development journey, and it's really, really good. Again, this book you would have to kind of read in this edition like paragraph by paragraph, bit by bit. The Alchemist, you can read. I read it in 2 days. I read this book fully in 2 days. It's a beautiful story. You can just read it and enjoy it. And Again, Outwitting the Devil is a book that I personally don't think we can read in one go, but I'm not really sure because I just soak up the info so much. I cannot read it in like a short amount of time because I contemplate on it. This can be read fairly quickly as well, I think. It does have exercises and I really do suggest doing them. And so, yeah. I also have a bonus book, and this bonus book is for anyone who is interested in learning about the laws of the universe and learning about Christianity in a way and how that connects one to the other. Because what I really don't like is when people say, okay, this is religion and this is spirituality. I don't see it that way. There are a lot of new age beliefs out there that I am personally not a fan of. That's why, I have my own ideas, my own thoughts. I make my own decisions of what I'm going to implement, what I'm going to believe, what I'm not going to believe, right? And that's how everyone should do it. But for me personally, I really like to see the connection of, okay, God, universe, guardian angels, manifestation, religion. What does that have to do with one another? And what is my truth? And so this book is really cool. And this book is called The Laws of the Universe and the Bible. And by Lori Kostenuk. Again, everything's going to be in the description section. And this book I read fairly quickly as well. I highlighted a lot of things in here. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 12 universal laws. I actually have a webinar on that on my website explaining all of the 12 universal laws and how they affect our life. And if you're interested in that, then again, link is in the description section of my website. Go ahead and check out the webinar. And in this book, they don't talk about all of the 12 universal laws, but they talk about a good number of universal laws that, with examples of how they come up in the Bible as well. So for example, it talks about the law of vibration, right? Which is one of the 12 universal laws that most people know of. It talks about the law of abundance, the law of cause and effect, and it talks about the law of detachment and a couple of other laws, and how these so-called spiritual universal laws come up in the Bible and the passages that are used. And it also explains how it comes up in our everyday life. So if you want to find out what manifestation has to do with religion, and learn more about that, this book is extremely well written. This woman wrote it, like, she explains that this book was so easy for her to write because she felt guided the entire way. And the way that she wrote it is really amazing. And if you're into that kind of stuff and want to learn more about it, then this is really a bonus book that I loved. I connected so much with this book and it inspires me so much. Again, it's a short read, but it's extremely effective. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also, let me know what book you're gonna check out in 2022. I also have a Facebook group called the Heaven on Earth Community where we talk about these types of topics, mindset topics, manifestation topics, and I do lives in there frequently. come and join the free group. You can find the link to it in the description section also. Check me out on my Instagram. My Instagram is yourmindisheaven. You will find the link to that in the description section below as well. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, then check out my website. You can DM me and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video and showing you all of the books that I can really recommend for 2022. I'd love to know again which book you're gonna get. Maybe you've read a book. Let me know in the comment section below, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Bye!